Hey everyone, welcome back to the Eastern Front, and it's time for you to get your scuba gear on and your notebook and textbooks out because we're going on a deep dive and over-analyzing everything you need to know about Graviteam, how this command hierarchy works, the wire link, and every single symbol we're going to see pop up on the battlefield. This is critical, and I mean critical to understanding what your troops are doing, why they're doing it, and by the end of this video, you'll be that much better of a player, or at least a little bit better of a player, and avoid saying things like, I think it's a bug. Anyway, let's get started. So right here, all of these arrows are going to vanish once we hit this deployment button. But this is a basic outline of our command hierarchy. We have our big boy over here. He's relaying messages or morale and communications to our middle battery commander, which is this guy right here. And then we have our platoon who's going to be engaged in combat down here, getting messages from our battery commander. So, first things first we need to do is talk about this main commander. We're going to dismount him, and these wire link squads are only going to run communications to this commander, while these wire link squads in this mortar platoon are going to run wires to all the units. I don't know exactly why, if it's because this commander has a radio and they only run specific wires. We'll get some tanks on. Leave a comment. Let me know if that's what you want to see, and we'll see if it works with some tanks. All right, so first things first, you're going to see our units start talking. So all our arrows are going to slowly start to vanish as the battle starts because they are away from each other. These units are able to communicate with each other. These units are isolated. They're too far from the commander, and they're too far from everyone else. All right. So they're just sharing information and morale and motivation with their squads inside the platoon. So we're going to speed it up a bit. Right? So everyone starts moving. Soon you're going to see blue eyes pop over our blue symbols pop over our wire link crews, which are right here. You're going to see symbols. We've talked about those. All right, let's pause. We have our first symbol. We have our first two symbols. We have a blue symbol right here, and we have a blue symbol, which was over there. We'll see it a lot, so it's not that big of a concern. That blue symbol, all that means is units executing AI order or firing on an external target. So they're just executing their main purpose. These units are going to have it as well. It's just what pops up. So let's pause again. There it is again. These units are going to execute running the wire link. These units down here with that blue symbol are receiving fire orders, targets designated for subordinates inside the platoon. So what that means is units are just designating targets while they're in the platoon for each other. We're going to break that down a bit more. So you see all those dots, that's just information sharing. So you'll see that dot or period pop up a lot. It's nothing super critical. It just means information's been shared. There's our blue symbol again. Targets are being designated for units down there. But they are within the squad, remember, or platoon, right? Oh, so we have our first yellow one. So yellow is different than blue, obviously. Targets designated for subordinates from a superior commander. So let's pause. Right here, this platoon in combat, these targets are currently being designated by this commander. Correct? So all of these platoons, it may be these commanders, but it should be this one, are being designated by this commander. So targets being designated by for subordinates from a superior commander, and they are priority targets. All right, so let's get back. We have more blue. Here's our wire link running wire. See how fast they go. We can tell who they are because they have a wire link on the back. We have our first link established, which is right here. So currently, if you look right there, our commander, our main commander right here, is now connected to this unit, our battery commander. So that means he's less likely to break, surrender, and he has morale. Now you also hear mortars going. Oh, let's pause. All right, we have a phone right here. which means he is receiving information via radio. So if we click on our mortar team, and we see link established, so right, link established, laying wire, and link lost. So we haven't connected to that last unit yet. So even though we can hear the mortars, these guys are firing. And like I said, was a bug in my last video. This main AI is all built on line of sight. So these units are just going to shoot at what they're told. So if this platoon commander or someone out here can see some battles going on, and they can tell the mortar team where they're at and who to shoot at. So we're going to change that. Now let's hit play. So as you see, now you see like we have arrows again. We have green arrows, which means excellent control, yellow, which means okay control, and red, which can mean like poor control. Red wasn't discussed on the forums, it was only green and yellow. So let's check on our platoons down here. So if we look at them, their morale's normal, their combat's normal, everyone's doing pretty good. Combat sustainability, they're not really broken yet. But let's designate some targets for our commander. We have a wire link up. So let's grab our battery commander right here. Let's pause and let's hit this unit. Set target for observed fire. So what you're going to notice is that, let's just blow that area up, it's at 0%. You're also going to notice it will not turn orange until it's at 25%. And something interesting is going to happen with the mortar platoons that I'm going to show you. So let's hit play. It's at 1. Even though there's a wire link established, since no one has a visual on this area yet, they can't designate it for mortars. So see, we're getting external commands. We had a radio link over here. But what we're waiting for is, let's go, pause, right there. You see that? It's our first orange. I call it an eye, but it's just an orange symbol. So it's inside those yellow brackets. So since that target area is less than 25%, the unit cannot execute an AI order or fire on an external designated target. So that's our limiting factor right there. See how it's at 10%? Even though we have a wire link established, an area where we want to launch mortars, a way to communicate, since it's not at 25%, they aren't going to launch mortars at it. So let's wait. We're going to watch it, and then watch what happens when it gets to 25%. I also have, so let's pause real quick. I have, I can never find it. Oh my goodness. Right here, fire tasks. Right there, you see that plus off here in the distance? It's because, let me click off this. See that plus? So if we had multiple fire teams, we could figure out where each one of them are shooting or launching rockets just by having fire tasks turned on. All right, so let's hit play. And let's hit resume. So he's still receiving external orders. All right, we see the phone right there. A new command's come down. He cannot designate it yet because it was still less than 25%, but they are now. Even though that was orange, they can still execute it. We'll just wait for a blue dot to show up. So there it goes. We're just fast forwarding. Oh, you see blue right there. Oh, blue. Yep, another blue, more blue. So let's slow it down, pause. See, more blue. Little blue eyes. That means unit is executing AI order or firing on external targets. See how our dot over here, our fire indicator, is orange instead of red. And we can click on it and see that it's at 66%. All right, and here's our last wire link team. Once they're up, see how we have green, yellow, and nothing. See how they're all red down there? So let's check on their morale and see if anything changes. It may not because they aren't under terrible assault. But let's watch. And just like that, our We have a ceasefire. We have more designations. And we should have our last link up. There it is. Right there. Now, remember how in the beginning we had links running all over the place, even though they were green, orange, and like different colors? Booyah. Our whole command hierarchy is now online. We have wire links between all our commanders. So what that means is our unit's going to have morale. They're not going to surrender as easy. And we have communication between every single platoon. Remember in the beginning how we had no communication? Everyone was just far away. They were just sharing communications inside their platoon who they were within 50 meters of. Anyway, that's the video. Super in-depth. I hope it helps. I hope that clears up all the confusion I may have caused. Anyway, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see what's going on with them tanks and that radio communication by leaving a comment. Check out the community tabs, polls, and gifts galore, and have a wonderful day.